Hello, I'm Scott Jusky with iConnectivity, and I'm here to show you our new iConnectAudio2 Plus audio interface. So we're going to start by looking at the front panel to see what we've got. We have two inputs with combi jacks here. We have, so you can connect your microphones here. We supply 48 volt phantom power. These are also switchable between low impedance and high impedance, so you can plug guitars directly in there as well as keyboards and synthesizers.
So how is that switched?
It's switched by using this touch screen here. We have a touch panel, capacitive touch with LEDs on it. So for example here, if I wanted to change the phantom power here, I just touch 48 volt down here, and you can see for channel 1 it's on, so it's green. If I want to turn it off, I just touch that and it's off. We'll go back on again and now it's on. Now, for example, if I want to change this input number 2 and change it to a high impedance for plugging in guitar, I touch this again and it's red, and that's indicating high impedance mode. So then I touch the 2, and now input number 2 is set for a high impedance mode. And if I want to lock that, so I don't want to change it, I can just switch back to, for example, headphone mode, and now it's showing me the gain level on the headphones. When I go back to green, it's now showing me signal level, so you can hear all the background noise, and it's not moving too much right now. But that's the signal level, the ambient noise here at the NAMM show. So I can just touch what I want to change, the outputs level, for example, change that. Whoops, I have to actually select something. There we go. That's outputs 1 and 2. If I want to change outputs 3 and 4, they're linked as a stereo pair. I just change that, and that's showing me what the level is. And if there was signal going through there when it's green, it'll actually show me up as a barcode, signal level like that, bouncing. So let's go around to the back, and so starting over on this side for there's a power. Now this is a bus powered device, so you do not need to use the external AC adapter. That's an extra. But if you do get it, what you are able to do is you're able to power your iPad. Because one thing that we can do on this interface is we can support up to 2 computing devices. So for example, you could have 2 Macs in here, 2 PCs, or a Mac and an iPad connected at the same time. So your audio can go between those computing devices digitally through our box, and you can also have the microphone inputs feeding both computers at the same time. The Type A connector, that's for connecting your iPad to. If you're not using the iPad, then you can use this for a computer input. And then there's the second computer input there. So if we're 2 computers, you use these 2. If you're using a computer and iPad, you'd use these 2 outer ones. Then we have a standard pair of the 5-pin MIDI connectors.
Yeah, it's nice to see it's on standard connectors, not those little horrible.
And then here are the outputs. Now these are balanced outputs, TRS jacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as the headphone. Now this is a 6-out, meaning that the outputs are all independent. So the headphone is not just a copy of what's on any of these other outputs. So you can configure separate mixes. And inside of our box, we also do mixing inside the box as well. So you can take, for example, the 2 microphone inputs and a stereo pair, for example, from your iPad and a stereo pair from your computer, and mix them all together in the box, and then have that go to your headphones, but have a different mix going out to your speakers if you wanted to.
Okay, it sounds like there's going to be some software involved in that.
Yes, there is. So what we also have is a software that we call iConfig. It runs on iPads as well as on Macs and PCs. And we'll just briefly show you a little bit of what you can do in here, but here's an example of the mixer screen here. So here are the 2 inputs. So, and just as how I could change the inputs here from, for example, the 48 volt, the phantom power on the front panel, I could do it from the application here. And you can see the meter going here because we're at the NAMM show, and it's very loud here. And as I talk into the microphone here, so here I have a blue microphone plugged into input 1, and I can just yell into this, and there it is. I can change the gain from here, from within the application here as well, and go way up into the red if I need to. Back it down here. So here's an example of our mixer. So we have 3 mixes right now. We have a mix going to the line out pair 1 and 2, another mix going to line out pair 3 and 4, and to the headphones. So, and then I can configure that mix independently for those 3 different mixes here. And then here's the outputs. So I can control the outputs, for example, from the front panel or from the application here. And I can also set up routing. Just briefly, I'll just show you, we have an audio patch bay where it allows me to set it up. Right now, it's not doing too much. It's just taking the analog output, the I/O, sending it directly into the computer. We have some MIDI controllers here that we're using in our demo. They're hooked up to the headphones right now, so you can't really hear that. But this is just an example. You would just point and click on here, for example, if you wanted to change your routing, if you want to send the microphone input or a guitar input on the output tune into the computers or the iPads or into the mixer. You could set that all up in here, and then go back to your audio mixer tab, for example, and then change the levels. And once you've got it all configured, you can save this in the box. So when the box boots up next time, it'll just start up exactly where you left it. So you don't have to take this, your computer with you to the gig. You can just set it up, and if you need to adjust the levels, you can do that just directly from the front panel.
So can you have a number of custom configurations?
You can. It only stores 1 configuration at a time, but on the computer or on your iPad, you can store several, and then you can load them in from there. So this box will be available very soon, first quarter, and the list price is $199 US.
If I was to ask you, what's so special about this one? Why is it different from others?
It's different from others because we have that capability to connect multiple computing devices. So it's an audio interface, but it also bridges audio digitally between your computing devices. So you can use your iPad, for example, as an effects processor for audio that's on your Mac. And there are a number of really great programs out there that run on the iPad right now that can do that. And you don't have to take your audio output from the headphone out, for example, from your iPad to do that. It all goes digitally through our box. So between the Mac and the iPad and back and forth. So that's one thing that's unique about our audio products, is that we offer that multi-host capability.
Award-winning customer service. Fast, free shipping on most orders. Own the gear of your dreams today.